Odysseus has escaped. Behind him, the blinded Cyclops screams from the shore. Ahead of him lies open water. His men are alive. His ship is moving. For one brief moment, the danger is over. Then Odysseus does something almost impossible to understand. He turns back and shouts his real name. Until that moment, the Cyclops knew him only as nobody. It was the perfect deception. But survival is not enough for Odysseus. He wants the monster to know who defeated him. He wants his victory to belong to his name. And with that single act of pride, he transforms an escape into a curse. The Cyclops is the son of Poseidon. He calls upon his father, and Odysseus' journey home becomes a war against the sea itself. This is the central tension of the Odyssey. Odysseus' greatest strength is his intelligence. But again and again, intelligence becomes pride. Curiosity becomes temptation, and courage becomes the need to be remembered. The hero can outwit almost anything. The question is whether he can outwit himself. 10 years earlier, Odysseus left Ithaca to fight at Troy. The war lasted a decade. His return takes almost another decade. By the time the poem begins, every surviving Greek hero has reached home except him. Odysseus is trapped on the island of Calypso, offered comfort, beauty, and even immortality. Yet he sits beside the sea and longs for the smoke rising from his own home. Why would a mortal man reject immortality? Because immortality without identity is another kind of disappearance. Calypso can preserve his body, but she cannot give him his life back. Ithaca is not simply a place on a map. It is where he is husband, father, king, and himself. But the road home is filled with invitations to stop being that man. The lotus eaters offer forgetfulness. Eat the flower, and the past no longer matters. No war, no grief, no responsibility, no home to miss. Circe offers pleasure and delay. Calypso offers eternal safety. Each island presents a different form of escape. The danger is not always a monster trying to kill. Odysseus thought sometimes the danger is a life comfortable enough to make him forget where he was going. Then come the Sirens. Their weapon is not beauty alone. It is knowledge. They promise to tell Odysseus everything about the war, the world, and perhaps even himself. He knows their song kills every man who follows it. But he still wants to hear Dot, so he creates one of the most revealing plans in the entire poem. His crew seal their ears with wax. Odysseus orders them to tie him upright to the mast. If he begs to be released, they must bind him more tightly. He does not conquer temptation by becoming stronger than desire. He conquers it by admitting that, in the moment of temptation, he will not be able to trust himself. That is not weakness. It is self-knowledge. But Odysseus does not always possess it. In the land of the dead, the adventure changes. There are no glorious victories here. Odysseus meets the shades of warriors, companions, and his own mother. He discovers that fame cannot restore a life, and heroic songs cannot comfort the dead. Achilles, the greatest warrior of Troy, no longer speaks like a man who believes glory was worth everything. The world below strips heroism of its decoration. For Odysseus, the lesson is brutal. Surviving is not the same as living, and being remembered is not the same as being loved. Still, the sea demands more. He must pass between Scylla and Charybdis, between a monster that will certainly kill some of his men and a whirlpool that may destroy them all. There is no perfect decision. Leadership becomes the choice between one horror and another. Later, his starving crew slaughter the sacred cattle of the sun despite every warning. Their ship is destroyed. Odysseus survives alone. The man who wanted his name remembered now has no army, no ship, and no audience. He reaches Ithaca with nothing. And this is where the Odyssey performs its most important reversal. Odysseus does not return dressed as a conquering king. He returns disguised as a beggar. The man who once endangered himself by announcing his name now survives by hiding it. At the beginning of his journey. He needs everyone to know who he is. At the end. He has learned that identity is not something you prove by shouting. It is something revealed by judgment, patience, and recognition. Inside his own palace. Strangers consume his wealth and compete to marry Penelope. Odysseus watches them insult him. The old Odysseus might have reacted immediately. The returning Odysseus waits. He studies. He tests loyalty. He controls his anger. His disguise becomes proof that he has learned the discipline he once lacked. When Penelope brings out his bow, none of the suitors can string it. The beggar takes it in his hands, bends it with ease, and sends an arrow through the axis. The king has returned, but killing the suitors is not the true, emotional ending. Penelope still refuses to accept him immediately. After 20 years, stories, disguises, and false reports have taught her to distrust appearances. So she creates one final test. She orders their marriage bed to be moved. Odysseus reacts at once. The bed cannot be moved. He built it around the living trunk of an olive tree, rooted inside their home. Only they know its secret. That is when Penelope believes him, not because of his face, not because of his strength, not because he defeated monsters. She knows him because he remembers what they built together. The bed is more than furniture. It is the opposite of the sea. The sea is movement, uncertainty, temptation, and change. The bed is rooted. It represents the private truth beneath the public legend. Odysseus spends years fighting to preserve his name, but home is the one place where he does not need to perform it. The Odyssey endures because its monsters are not merely creatures from an ancient world. The Cyclops is pride demanding recognition. The lotus is the desire to forget. The Sirens are curiosity without limits. Scylla and Charybdis are the choices that offer no innocent answer. Calypso's comfort that slowly erases purpose. And Ithaca is the life we claim to want, even while everything around us invites us to become someone who can no longer return to it. Odysseus does not reach home simply because he is clever enough to defeat every danger. He reaches home when he finally learns when to speak, when to remain silent, what to resist, and who can be trusted with his true name. Perhaps that is the real journey of the Odyssey. Not the distance between Troy and Ithaca, the distance between the man who needs the world to know him and the man who is finally known by the person waiting at home. The Odyssey is more than a tale of monsters and distant seas. It is a study of pride, temptation, sacrifice, loyalty, and the painful change required to return home. Odysseus survives the journey only by becoming a different man.